Welcome to How to Play Ambient Guitar, episode 20. On today's video, I'd like to show you a really cool effect that combines hybrid picking and the use of a volume pedal. All right, so if you haven't already done so, you may want to check out episode 2 of How to Play Ambient Guitar, which focuses on voicing chords for volume swells. And you may also want to check out episode 9, which covers hybrid picking and flat picking in the context of ambient guitar. All right, so you heard the music I played at the beginning. Kind of cool. There's a rhythmic thing going on. Okay, and there's also volume swells going on at the same time. So let's break it down and see how I got that effect. Okay, the first thing we want to do, or maybe you might want to do, what I did is I set up my guitar with a clean tone. So let's check that out real quick. Okay, and by the way, this is a baritone guitar. You can do the same exact thing with a standard guitar too, or a 7-string guitar, 8-string guitar, whatever kind of guitar you play, this concept will apply. All right, so get your clean tone and then throw a little compressor on it just to squash the dynamics and produce a little more sustain. Okay, next you'll want to throw in just a little bit of overdrive. I'm using the Strymon Riverside. Again, you're not required to use the Riverside. Use whatever you have. Just make sure it's an overdrive, not a fuzz or heavy metal kind of distortion pedal. Something you can get some mellow distortion with. So here's what it sounds like on this guitar and this Strymon Riverside. Okay, so just a little grit in there. Okay, but not a lot. All right, that's the basic sound. The next thing you'll want to do is set up a volume pedal. So, again, just standard stuff that we've covered here a lot. And then after that, you'll want to set up a delay. And what I've got set up is the Source Audio Nemesis. And just listen to this delay. Okay, and this is a stereo ping-pong delay. If you're listening on a stereo system, you can probably hear the delay going back and forth. If you want to use a mono delay, that is cool too. It's all good. And if you listen to the delay interval, okay, so that's going to put each repeat probably at about 300, 350 milliseconds, because I'm tracking a little bit faster than 1 beat per second, 60 BPM, probably tracking at 65 to 70. Okay, so think about that, maybe about a 300 millisecond delay. And you can hear that I've got the repeats turned up, so we get maybe, 7-8 seconds of repeats going with a delay. And then finally, this is optional. If you have one available, you may want to throw in a little bit of reverb. Okay, so I've got the Neunaber Immerse going. You can use whatever reverb pedal you may have. Could be the Boss RV6, could be the Strymon Blue Sky, Big Sky, whatever clouds, whatever it might be. Okay? Get a little bit of reverb going, and if you do have the option to adjust the pre-delay, set it up so there is some delay. So listen to this reverb. Okay, hear how the pre-delay kind of blooms after I pick the note. You'll want to try to go for something like that. All right, so that is a walkthrough of all the effects. Now let's talk about the playing technique. We're going to do some hybrid picking again. Episode 9, if you haven't seen it yet. We're going to play just your standard 6-7 root chord progression. So for you standard guitar players, that would be like the classic C, D, E minor kind of thing. I'm doing this in baritone land, so it's actually G, A, and then B minor. Okay, so this would be G and B, A, and B minor. And let me turn that delay off. Okay, so. Okay, again, if you're in standard guitar tuning, that's C, D, E minor. All right? Now, here's where it gets fun. Hybrid picking. What we're going to want to do is pick the bass notes in time with the delay. So if you've got a standard guitar, hit that 6th string, your low E. If you've got a baritone like me, it's the low B. Just start picking that and listen to the repeats of your delay. Okay? So get your tempo going in your mind and imagine that the delay, every time you hear a repeat, that's an 8th note. And what you're going to want to do is pick on the quarter note. Okay, so not too bad. Okay, that's about the rhythm, or the tempo, I should say. Now we're going to need some hybrid picking to get that chord in. And the goal here is to keep this rhythm on your low string going. I got to learn how to play guitar someday. So we're going to keep that rhythm going while we begin to pick other strings with our fingers. Again, hybrid picking in effect. So let's check it out here. I'm going to play the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, 2nd string on the 5th fret, and 2nd string on the 7th fret while I'm keeping the rhythm on that low 6th string. So the low E for standard, low B for baritone. Here we go. Okay, you hear what I'm doing? I'm also using a palm mute on that low string. Otherwise it would be. And you can do that if that's what you like. I kind of prefer the muted, so I just kind of put the palm of my hand on the 6th string by the bridge just to mute it a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and practice that. When you get that down till it's kind of smooth, you can kind of go from there. The next thing we're going to look at is playing more of a chord, again, while we're keeping that low string rhythm going. So what I'm going to do is add in a 9th chord here. Okay, it's not a full chord, but it's the root and the 9th. Okay? But I'm going to keep that rhythm going. So let's see how I do here. It'll probably be a little messy. Okay, does that make sense? So we're just going to combine those two elements together, and that's going to give us the basis of this chord progression when we begin to add the effects back in. And we're going to do that right now. Let me go ahead and throw the delay in, and I'm going to try just what I played with the delay. Here we go. Got to get my rhythm right, my tempo right. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's throw a little reverb in there and hear what it sounds like with all the effects. Yeah, that's nice. All right, so there's a problem that I hear though, and it's annoying me a little bit, and that is the high string. Again, if you're in standard guitar, it's a D, right? That second string on the third fret. If I am just picking like I am doing, the repeats of that higher pitch is kind of annoying me a little bit. Okay, it's not bad, but as I was kind of putting this together, I was thinking, I'd like something a little smoother, and that's where the volume pedal comes in. So this is where things get a little tricky. So I've got the inset there, so you're going to want to watch my foot in terms of the volume pedal. And basically what I'm going to do is we're still going to do the rhythm. I'm going to turn off the effects just for a minute here. Right? So I'm still going to do that rhythm, but every time I play the chord or the ninth interval, instead of just picking it, I'm going to swell it in with the volume pedal, but I'm not going to stop the rhythm on the low string. So let's check that out without the effects. Here we go. Okay, does that make sense? So it's actually going to be on that downbeat, right? Beat number 1 of the measure, we're going to be playing one, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the volume swell is on beat number 1, and then the regular pick is going to be on 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And once we add in the delay and the reverb, it's all going to mix together. And because of the reverb repeat at the 8th note interval, you're not going to miss playing that one low string on the downbeat, on the 1. It's all going to kind of smear together and it'll make sense. Here we go. That a lot. And one of the cool things is that you can drop out the rhythm and go to just volume swells and really kind of change the texture. Let me show you what I mean here. I like that a lot. So you can really kind of play around with textures and rhythms using the combination of hybrid picking and volume swell pedals. So there you have it. It's kind of what I might consider an advanced technique. And if you have not really played around with hybrid picking, it may take a little while to get the coordination between your flat pick and your fingers. By the way, if you are a thumb picker, now I don't have my thumb pick available, you could do the same thing with thumb pick and fingers also. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. And as always, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. I've got ambient guitar related content coming every week. And if you're interested, I'd love it if you would check out Chords of Orion Music. And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.